Hello everyone, my name is Bolt Indy, and today I just want to discuss with you guys what exactly is going to be my future content for this channel. Well, I actually have a few ideas, and the first is thanks to RWBY, the web series I told you guys that I'm a fan of now. Ever since I watched it back in 2019. Yeah, just a few months before Volume 7 came out. I was instantly hooked because of the fight scenes, the characters, just how amazing everything was. Like, this was one of the world. This is now one of my top 10 worlds I wish to visit and live in. I wasn't even aware of the inconsistencies or the mistakes. That was until, thankfully, I was saved from being blind to its issues because of one YouTuber named Celtic Phoenix Productions, who pointed out all the flaws in his Fixing RWBY series, which I'm totally a fan of, and you should go check them out. They really help build a more solid version of RWBY, just one that I can really appreciate. And it's thanks to his series that I got the idea of, what if I rewrote pieces of entertainment media or stories that were bad in some way? That could definitely use a rewrite. And so that's what I'm going to do for this channel. I'm basically going to release discussion videos like these, discussing the negatives, the positives, and then what can we do to fix them, and what we can do to fix those negatives, so that way we can end up with more positives. This basically applies to characters, the setting, the overall feel of what of the story, and just about everything. And I've already got a few series and other entertainment media franchises to start gnawing on. This includes Cars 2, Toy Story 4, Five Nights at Freddy's, and of course, RWBY. In each of those movies or series, I'm going to give my general review, trying not to stray too far into negatives or positives, then go on to the negatives and positives of, like, the characters, and then the setting, and then other elements. And I'm going to do the same, aim for every single one of these. So that's one part of the future. The two I'm most excited for are definitely Five Nights at Freddy's and RWBY, because they both really have a lot of lore to work with. They aren't just a single giant compact story like Cars 2 or Toy Story 4. They are a much bigger scale. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's is already 7 or 8 games in, along with the entire 2-book series. And RWBY is up to its 7th volume with also a few books. So I'm definitely excited to rewrite those into a more comprehensive story. So that's one idea. But it's also thanks to RWBY that I now have another idea on what to do for content on the channel. As you've seen, I decided to take interest in RWBY AMVs and loops. These were inspired by a YouTuber named Tyrion Protection Squad, who, as the name implies, really loves and cherishes the character of Tyrion Kalos. In fact, he is one of many YouTubers who inspired me to start making RWBY AMVs. Because I was impressed by the way he mixed voice lines into these music videos along with other pieces of dialogue, the effects, the transitions. They were also beautifully executed and performed. It was almost like this character was going through an entire arc just through music. These guys are literally like artists in their own way. And it's beautiful. And now I want to become one of those artists. And so I decided to test out my first loop and short AMV, which involved the characters Arthur Watts and Mercury Black. And hey, you guys seem to like him a little bit, so I'm definitely going to keep continuing with AMVs and loops in the future. And who knows, maybe if I get popular enough on the channel, I may think about collaborating with other people. Now, for those of you who are concerned about whether or not I'll continue doing mashups, I may do a mashup now occasionally, since my self-esteem in that category has been significantly lower. Like, I don't have as much passion or motivation nowadays to make a mashup. And I apologize. I'm sorry. But I will make a mashup now and then. Don't you worry, guys. As for any other plans I got, I don't really have anything. But I actually do have something. I do have one other, the RWBY-based, well, a RWBY-based idea for content, which are RWBY cracks. For those of you who don't know, RWBY cracks are basically the episodes or RWBY content with a bunch of jokes, memes, and other random pieces of media inserted into them. You know, to either make them a bit more funny or zany, or just basically give it a comedic kind of feel. I'm going to be starting all the way back at Volume 1, Episode 1. I've already got a few jokes down, thanks to some friends and acquaintances I've made across us different fandoms, but I may need a few more jokes. Just for Volume 1, Episode 1, Ruby Rose. So, if you guys can post some jokes or memes or ideas I could use in the RWBY Volume 1, Episode 1 crack, feel free to go ahead. Write them down in the comments section down below. I can't wait to see what you guys have in store. So that is it for this discussion video, or introduction discussion video, or just, well, it's been nice talking to you guys, and I really hope I can get to do more of these in the future. This is Bolt Indie signing off until next time.